Hi, this is Mark Wade from CenterCityCondos.com. In this short video, I'd like to tell you what's been going on Washington Square proper, in a million and above sales for the first quarter of 2026. So if you have an open here in just a minute or two, here we go. The first thing I'd like to tell you about is this penthouse unit at the Lippincott. You'll know the Lippincott. It sits just a little bit north of, just right next door to Independence Place. And it's this just neat red brick building that faces the square. It's small, it's boutique in nature. This unit's going to hit the market, and I'm going to guess it's going to sell very quickly. Almost 3,200 square feet, asking 3.375, and it has parking. Okay, just a spectacular penthouse unit up here on the top floor. It's only, and that's probably about the seventh or eighth floor, sixth floor maybe of the building. Independence Place, this next one, this is active on the market. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, asking 2.195. It says it has 2-car parking. Don't know how it has 2-car parking because nobody owns a spot at Independence Place. It's all rental parking in the basement. Perhaps the seller's going to pick up a couple months of parking there for you. But lots of square footage. Look at that, 3,800 square feet. That is really spectacular and very, very rare. Okay. Moving right along, this is the Air. I'm a big fan of the Air. It sits on the west side of Washington Square. The insides are very kind of stark, modern, minimalistic. The scale of the space is really phenomenal with high ceilings and just the width of every condo here. The Air is a very rare building in Center City in the fact that it sits on Washington Square. It has parking. There are not a lot of units in the building. Although it's a full high-rise building, there's not a lot of units there. And this one's asking 1.450, and it's 1,700 square feet. Okay, that one should, 8th floor, 8 SW, that means it sits in the southwest corner of the 8th floor. Here's another one. This is on the northwest side of, I'm sorry, 8 Southwest. This also has a balcony. It's the southwest units that have a really decent sized balcony. This is the 12th floor, a little bit bigger, 2.164 million, asking $2 million. This thing just hit the market a couple weeks ago, if I recall. Again, stark, minimalistic. The scale of all the rooms is really to be appreciated, I think. To see is to appreciate. 223 South 6th. This is a brand new building that sits in between the Lippincott and 500 block of Walnut. It's an interesting building because it's about 11 or 12 stories tall, if I remember correctly, and it's one unit per floor. This is 3,739 square feet, brand new construction with parking, 10-year tax abatement, asking 4.486. This building has been selling pretty well, if I'm not mistaken. Here's another one in the same building. This is a little bit larger unit. 701, 4,500 square feet, asking 8.1 million. Okay. And here's the penthouse. So this is 4,900 square feet. This is a bi-level penthouse, faces the square, just spectacular space and ceiling height, natural light. And the interior finishes are very high-end, very modern, almost 5,000 square feet, asking 14,500,000. Okay, those are actives. Now, what has recently sold for the first quarter in 2026 at Independence Place, we've got the 19th floor, 1,818 square feet, sold for 1.195. I think that was a pretty good deal because what we find at the Independence Place, we'll find 1-bedrooms come on the market, but the rarity of a 2 or a 3-bedroom, it doesn't happen a whole lot. This doesn't have a better bath count in it. My guess is that it probably sold the first day it hit the market. And that's why it doesn't have a better bath count in it. But at 1,800 square feet, that's either a 2-bed, 2-bed or 3-bath. It's pending. It's currently under contract. We don't know what the actual sales price is. This was the asking price, but my guess is that it could even be above that number because the 19th floor at the Independence Place, I don't know very many of my buyers who would ever turn their nose up at that. 223 South 6th, again, this is that brand new building right here that sits next to the Lippincott. This is the Lippincott. It sits right next door. Very interesting, brand new building. This unit is pending. It was 3,260 square feet. Pending. We don't know what the sale price is. 4.140 million. I'm going to guess again that it's either that price or it's above. It does have parking, 10-year tax abatement, very modern finishes. And here's one more. This is the other penthouse to the first one. Let me go up real quick. This one right here. This is east. So the eastern penthouse faces the square, 3.7. the western penthouse in the Lippincott right here. I'm sorry, it's the western that faces Washington Square. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? 4,159 square feet. This property is gone. Sold at 4.3 million even. Okay. Didn't take long. I mean, this is a bi-level penthouse facing the square. Look at all this outside space. It's a house in the sky is what it is. It's really kind of neat. And we don't see a lot of penthouse units like that, especially ones that are going to face a square, either Rittenhouse Square or Washington Square. Finally, 223 South 6. This is a building with the new one here that I was talking about earlier. 3 bedroom, 3.5 baths, 3,200 square feet, settled at 5.526 million. So Washington Square, very active with their listings over $1 million, and they tend to sell very well. If buyers, what I've learned in my 37 years of selling condos in Center City is that buyers' first two choices are either Washington Square or Rittenhouse Square, and a lot of times that buyer will. There is some substitutability because if they can't find anything they like on Washington's or Rittenhouse Square for 4.3 million, they just may come down here and snag a penthouse at the Lippincott. So sometimes buyers who look at Rittenhouse will also look at Washington Square and vice versa. So anyway, good activity, good sales. I think this is really telling us that the market in Center City, the upper level market in Center City, is moving just fine. If overall, if I had to suggest if there were more buyers or more sellers, I would say it's a pretty even market. Though the beautiful condos that have beautiful interior finishes tend to sell very quickly. Interior condition is going to be a huge driving force of value here in the over $1 million mark on Washington Square here in Philadelphia. So this is Mark Wade, CenterCityCondos.com. Any questions, send me an email. Love to take a deep dive into some of these units, or really any units in town that you'd like to really get a handle on value and sales and what may be coming available and all that kind of stuff. I'd love to chat. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye now.